dear mother used to buy 4 calendars for myself and my 3 siblings. And after she died, my sister and I have kept up this tradition. So we meet every New Year and we exchange calendars. And this led to a poem. Sisters, our New Year meet to exchange calendars across a cafe table. Long dead mother raxing a long arm to scrutinise the choice. Nobody buys their own calendar, for bad luck. Even now, there's no question of rebellion. Grey hair and non-existent waistlines perched prim in velvet-cushioned, ice-cold cafe hula. A stationer's plastic bag propped at each chair. It's a bit of a lottery, though. There was the year she gave me the knowing-eyed young men in low-slung, torn denims. Black affronted. Mother had her face on. Now my sister plays safe with glittery, snake-haired goddess numbers. Myself even safer with tasteful Charles Rennie Mackintosh. The smoked salmon risotto is excellent. The lemon pie satisfyingly sinful under its dollop of fromage frais. I apply hot red lipstick against the sleety rain. She has an umbrella. And we grin as we clique arms, snug rib elbowed to fit under its small strutted black, giggling puddle to puddle. Our warm solid bodies now remembering why we're here. A Sami myth says that in the beginning, the God who made all things took the beating heart of a 2-year-old reindeer and sat it at the centre of the earth. This is the rhythm of the world, the pulse of life, the source of all being. And as long as we can hear its beating, all will be well. And I was thinking of writing a poem on the midsummer solstice, and I imagined a young woman who decided to celebrate, instead of going through all the rituals to find out who her man would be, anything like that. Rather, this young woman would dare to listen for that beating at the centre of the earth, which would take some courage. On Midsummer Eve, I winna seek to meet my love like other lasses. Nay for me, the midnight runes, the folded fresh plucked rose, garlands of lang fennel, orpine, green birks decked with lilies, the giddy loupen o'er the bonfires. Rather, I would lie along the world's curve, its sweet spine, watch sunsets loud, smearless in the west, half-grown shining corn, Riesling a promise of steepled stooks. My licht, a moth-glimmer moon, and daw the silence. Daw to listen for it, that still, warm, beaten heart, happet deep in athing we ken o earth. On the road home, we passed a ploughing, the long field laid out, white attendants of seagulls suspended in winter blue afternoon light. The ploughshare slicing into heavy earth, turning slabs of new cold soil, and severed roots with their fine spun fuzz of baby hair. each mounded drill stretching a deep trench, dark sides glistening like a new dug grave. But really this poem applies to war anywhere, and particularly to what's happening in Syria right now. It came about from hearing a news report from a reporter who'd spent the night in a basement with several families. Living room. A man is dancing at 3 a.m. in a dirty basement, not for joy. He's exhausted, eyes red-rimmed from lack of sleep, from weeks of falling masonry, explosions shattering hope, the sour knowledge that Israeli tanks are so very close. Still, he dances for his little daughter. She needs to sleep. They all need sleep. And so he dances, this father, this citizen of Gaza, smiling at his girl, making funny faces, breathing love into a space full of brokenness and fear, reminding us exactly how war is waged amongst the weary, the innocent, in broken houses that once living rooms. Auld Lang Syne. There's an epigraph. Earth that never leaves your hands, rain that never leaves your bones, by Anne Michaels. In memory's shifting silvery cloth, there are some constants, scattered like sequins in a sleeve, little stars of truth. Snow, often snow, its white taste. Sledging on Warrender's Brae until bedtime, knees glistening rosy blue, stinging in the heat of the kitchen. Cocoa gritty with sugar, a stiff paste in the bottom of a cup, then the dark stirred froth, never quite sweet enough. The radio singing. Salted porridge, finest afford pinwheel, served with separate milk, set out in little bowls and cracked cups at night, so the cream rose and lay thick and cold. We are everything our mouths remember. Intimacy can be the act of coupling, but often it is not. I have known a dentist's hand, yes, even encased in thin latex, holding my head with what felt like tenderness as he worked in my mouth, more intimate than meeting in the marriage bed. Yet there was that time you put your hand over mine right on the wood of the pub table amongst the pulped beer mats and puddled wine, when tears were spilling from my eyes and I expected nothing, wordless. I never felt so close to anyone. Finish with this one. I maybe need to just explain that the word friable in this means earth being friable, not Mars bars. Notes on late love. Take your heart, already friable after these first days and nights. Sieve it through its own history, security checks, customs stamps from old frontiers. The times your father left with no farewell, the edgy answers from your first love while he was fucking your best friend. the lonely bed in the loneliest hour. What is left? You must trust, even if the sifted, crumbled grains resemble nothing you recognize as hard. Trust me, they are singing. Thank you. For reading some slightly darker poems tonight, so I'll start with this one. I wrote it originally for a tribute anthology to Jack Kerouac, and there's an epigraph. I'm writing this book because we're all going to die in the loneliness of my own life. Lord, I made a supplication in this dream. Another road. Loneliness, that thin place looking at something which is three-dimensional, but is pressed flat against glass. I remember the drive, the wild night, those spiny trees lashed senseless in too great a hurry to drop their leaves, wondering if the old midnight blue Ford would manage the miles. The hospital, but first the dog needing water, carrying that stupid pink plastic bowl across the tarmac, then running up endless stairs, hearing you long before I saw you. Nobody ever tells you how the dying take a breath. You can't imagine. Desolation? Not yet. I remember awe and tears, your cold, clammy skin, that breathing. Then the priest and his shouting. Yes, he shouted your name loud in your ear, and you opened your eyes, pulled pinhead pupils to consciousness, little jet beads far back in your head. You dragged them forward, desperate to hear his words. My daughter, and your mouth smiled. I never was so pleased to see a priest. I got to look one last time into your eyes. Your breath moved up your chest, quiet now. For a moment you looked like you used to look, about to wake in the morning before we brought you tea. Then that breath moved right up to the hollow of your throat, just a sigh, and you'd gone. That's how it was. This is called Persephone's version. I opened my mouth for them. The ruby squeak against my tongue, teeth crunching fast and hard, so he had to watch his fingers. Big hands feeding me, holding them like jewels shining on his dark skin. I knew exactly what I was doing, Mother. 7 pomegranate seeds. 3 moons then I'd have with him, while your land died and shriveled, white chrysanthemums of snow whirling at your door. Samhain fires are dead now, the cattle bones ash for your sleeping soil, while he and I lie eating light, our dark flame leaping like those bonfires of slaughtered beasts. I taste them still, those cold seeds, red like flesh. Northsick. Bland here like a thoughtless leaf, I settled for soft, scented days, for bone-warming southern sun. Here I've bidden, these years, Nicht times I walk under a melon moon, ripe gowden cantaloupe, drippin' outland stars aboon a sweet dark sky. Swinging sae close, I could racks up and pull them down for lamplicht. But last night I wakened up, tears begrutting rimy trails down my face. All I could think on was a winter's morn, lang syne. Gasping lungs in the ice-thick air, skiting and sliding the hale road to the school. Homesick for frost, riving the breath from my breast, for that high sky, its white burning moon, the apple green veils of the merry dancers. Thank you.